Do you remember this video from Los Animas County, Colorado, where this guy gets pulled over?
This was Los Animas County. I remember we looked up their police department and everything, their sheriff department. Their sheriff department page is like a recruitment page for psychopaths.
And then his father pulls up behind in a white pickup truck and tries to wait.
Can I ask why you're a little snippy? What's the problem is?
What's the problem?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're following too closely. Can't you see the roads are icy? You see me slowing down and there's still crew coming up behind me.
Do you need to be behind this traffic stop?
Yeah, I do.
Why?
It's my son right there. He was following me.
Okay, he's on a traffic stop, so you don't need to be behind it.
Well, you gotta be mean.
Oh, I'm not being mean. We just don't like when people pull in behind us.
I don't like when...
That's what we get paid to do, to pull people over.
Well, you don't get paid to be a
Well, you don't either, okay? I don't got to put up with your bull. Okay, I asked you a simple question.
So this cop thinks his job is to get paid. He thinks he gets paid to pull people over. Remember, he said that.
No, I don't. I'm waiting on my son.
Right,
He's my ride back to Wilson.
Leave. Leave. Stay. Hey, stop the get out the car. Get out the car. Get out the car.
But he gets tased in the face. Well, there's been a huge final update in that case. There has now been a settlement of the civil lawsuit for $1.5 million. Yeah, so the father here, Kenneth Espinoza, ended up getting $1.5 million in a settlement for getting tased in the face. Now, why so much? Well, the main officer involved here, a guy named Trujillo, had a history. In fact, just 12 days before he arrested Mr. Espinoza, the county had settled a different federal lawsuit alleging that Trujillo and a guy named Noel used excessive force when they forcibly arrested a deaf woman in a hospital where she was recovering from a suicide attempt. The deputies have been called to the hospital not for an alleged crime, but just to transport her for treatment. But this incident all began when Officer Noel, also involved in that other event, pulled over Mr. Espinoza's son for following him too closely.
Windows frozen.
Okay. What's up? Deputy Noel with the sheriff's office. Let me get your driver's license ready. Hold that dog.
Allie, get back. Can I ask why you're a little snippy? What's the problem is?
What's the problem?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're following too closely. Can't you see the roads are icy? You see me slowing down and there's still crew coming up behind me. There's no reason for you to be doing that.
Brakes in the icy.
It's not good. Don't tell me how I should be driving. Okay, I'm in a marked. All right, well, that doesn't give you the right to follow a marked patrol car close like that. What if I had to stop? I know there is ice there. That's why I was cruising, so I don't slip. There's no reason for you to be that close behind a marked patrol car.
So he's mad because somebody was following him too close. And that's why he got an attitude, and he's this irate because somebody was following him too close, cruising.
Kenneth Espinoza had been going to the same place that his son was driving to. When he saw that his son was pulled over, he also pulled over to wait and to watch. But the deputies approached. They told him to leave. He initially refused to leave, but then they told him to leave. But then they told him not to leave. And that's when they tased him in the face.
Do you need to be behind this traffic stop?
Yeah, I do.
Why?
It's my son right there. He was following me.
Okay, he's on a traffic stop, so you don't need to be behind it.
Well, you gotta be mean.
Oh, I'm not being mean. We just don't like when people pull in behind us.
I don't like when they pull my son.
Take a look how far away he is.
That's what we get paid to do, to pull people over.
Well, you don't get paid to be an asshole. You
don't. That's what we get. Just don't like when people pull in behind us.
I don't like when they pull my son.
That's what we get paid to do, to pull people over.
Well, you don't get paid to be an asshole. You
don't either, okay? I don't got to put up with your bullshit, okay? I asked you a simple question, okay?
Hold on, man.
In fact, you need to leave now or you're going to get charged. It's that easy.
Just leave.
I'm recording too. I asked you a simple question. If you have a shitty attitude, that's your problem. Okay?
You on my door.
Yeah, you saw me and you rolled your window up when I came. Hold on a second, okay?
No.
You rolled your window up when I walked up, okay? So I knocked on your window, okay? You are not a cop. You don't need to be behind me, okay? So you need to leave right now.
I don't need to do anything.
You got 5 seconds to leave, okay? There's no reason for you to be behind this traffic stop. No reason, okay? No reason, okay?
It's not a public
No
street.
reason.
Do I not pay tax?
And do you always stop behind cops when they pull people over?
I ain't stopped right here.
Okay, you don't need to be here.
I ain't
You don't need
right
to be
behind
here,
me,
okay?
sir.
You need to go.
No, I don't. I'm waiting on my son. He's my ride back to Wilson.
Leave. Leave. That's the part. Stay. Hey, stop the get out the car. Get out the car. Get out the car. Get out the car.
What are you gonna do? You gonna
SD4, give me the radio. Get out the car. Get out the car. Get out the car. Get out the car. Get out the car.
The footage then shows the father being tased multiple times, including while he was handcuffed.
You do what you're told, all right? You think it's okay just to roll up on traffic stops?
No,
and not do what you're told? Now you go to jail.
Well, what do you want done with your original guy?
He's gonna get a citation. He's staying there. That's my original stuff.
Okay. What do you want from us? What can we do to help?
We should be good.
Okay.
I got Med coming to check him out.
Okay. All right.
Look how worked up they are over this is how can this work you up? Like, how can this be what gets your adrenaline pumping and you pulling out your gun to try to shoot? Like, why? How is this situation the situation that causes that?
All right. You guys are good with us.
All right.
Yep. You guys are good with us.
I don't believe that this was known at the time that I did my first video on this, but according to the Denver Post, investigations into this incident showed that there was a supervisor here in the sheriff's department, a guy named Santis Stephen. I'm not sure how in the world you pronounce that he signed off on a use of force report on Espinoza here getting tased in the face. That he signed off on this report without even reviewing the case or even reviewing the officer's body cam. Additionally, an independent report from the Pueblo County Sheriff's Office recommended a criminal investigation into Trujillo and Noel. Now, when this lawsuit kicked off, it exposed Trujillo's criminal history and 5 civil protection orders requested against him. Now, when I see that, that doesn't necessarily mean a lot except for the number 5. A civil protection order being requested. Anybody can request those. If I'm assuming these are like domestic violence protective orders, anybody can request those, and they're fairly easily granted, except against police officers. Also doesn't say whether they were all from the same like crazy person or something. So that alone isn't necessarily something. But apparently, also Trujillo has been convicted of several criminal charges between 1997 and 2009. In Los Animas County, including displaying a weapon, harassment, and fighting in public. Also, in case I didn't mention it before, Mr. Espinoza did face several charges in connection with this incident, but the prosecutors later wisely dropped all of the charges. So, $1.5 million. I've seen some people saying, well, it should have been more. Well, these sorts of cases, remember, you have qualified immunity. Any $1.5 million settlement in a lawsuit against the government for police tasing somebody is a fantastic result. And why was it a fantastic result here? Well, you had everything that I just listed about this police officer's background. Why is that important? Because generally in Section 1983 cases, the reality is we have to sue the individual police officer. So what that means is when it comes time for trial, you have the police officer sitting there as a defendant, not like the mayor or the sheriff of a county or the county commissioners. And the jurors are not told that the county or the city is going to pay whatever judgment they award. So here you have a history of misconduct and you have the county really being on notice that this guy has past criminal charges. has passed complaints of excessive force. Perhaps there was a great Monell claim here, which is the exception where you can sue the county or the city, not the state, because of the 11th Amendment, but you can sue the county or the city for like a pattern or practice of constitutional violations. And that could just include having this guy out there pulling people over and confronting citizens with a badge when they knew or should have known that he was a bad guy, that he had done this before and was likely to do it again. And I think that may have played a part here, because then the jurors know that the county itself is on the hook here, and that tends to increase, verdict amounts. So that may have been a big part of that. Another important thing that we look for here as civil rights lawyers in cases like this is you have a victim, Mr. Espinoza, who was completely innocent. He wasn't suspected of having committed any crime whatsoever. He had a perfectly reasonable explanation to be where he was. He was traveling, going to the same place as his son. He stopped and observed the traffic stop, which he had every right to do. He wasn't even close. He parked way back. He wasn't causing these police officers any problem at all. So you have a bad cop. You have a completely innocent plaintiff. And then you have a jurisdiction, Colorado, where there have been large jury verdict awards against police officers, such as one I just did a video on, the SWAT raid with the grandma. So there it is, the final update on this case. As always, thanks for watching. Please subscribe both here and at the blog at thecivilrightslawyer.com. If you have a video that you want me to review, please use the submission link below.
All right, y'all. So let's stop this share and get back. All right, y'all. So as you see, what I'm trying to do is do some updates on some of the videos that I've done before. A lot of people want to know, like, well, what happened after? So I'm trying to do some of those as well. But yeah, so here you have a case where y'all see what happened. They tased him in the face. They pulled him over because he was following too close, and that he was already on edge because he was following too close. Then the guy's father is there to make sure they were already following each other. It's not like he just showed up. So they were already following each other. So his father pulls over way behind this traffic stop. It's not like he pulled right up on them. He gave them quite a bit of space and just went to observe from a distance to make sure everything was okay. This sheriff deputy didn't like that the father wanted to stay there and protect his son and make sure his son was okay. So he tells him he has to leave from public, and which is insane to begin with. Like, you can't tell somebody to leave public just because you don't like them. Come on, like, oh, we don't like you behind us. But you ever notice that they say they don't like you behind them, but as soon as they arrive on the scene, they try to surround you and try to get behind you as quickly as possible. Like, that's all they always try to get behind you, and then when you're behind them, they don't like it. That should tell you something right there. But they were so hostile for no reason. This guy pulled out his gun and was going and may have shot this man after he was told to leave. He told him to leave, and then he was pulling off. And before he could even hit the brake, when he say stop, he pulled out his gun and was ready to shoot him, telling them to stop. And this was all insane. And then they tased him several times. This was crazy. Right, Jima. His father stated that the son was his ride home after he dropped off the truck. This was ridiculous to me. Like, for one, why would you be that mad? Because and if you wasn't going that fast, then like I don't get this whole thing. It's like everything that cops do, they don't want it to be done to them. Almost everything they do, and or anything they try to pull you over for, or this and that, they do it. Like speeding, they'll pull you over for speeding. Cops speed all the time. They'll pull you over for running red lights. Cops do it all the time. They just hit the lights and go. Tailgating, cops do it all the time. All the time they do it. But if you do it to them, it's a problem. Like this, they really upset me with the bullshit that they, it's just all BS.